1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Checking mic. 1, 2, 3. Testing mic. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. ¿Me puedes escuchar claro? ¿Me puedes escuchar claramente? Ok. ¿Así es mejor? Okay. So, is this better? Okay. I'm going to start actually doing it now. Okay? Okay. Okay, hello everyone. This is Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and what I'll be doing today is I'll be raiding this compound, Outpost Green Viper. Right now I'm going to head to this vantage point so I will be able to spot any enemies and if possible take out the ones patrolling the outside perimeter. And that's what I'll be doing right now. Today I am joined by my AI teammates, and they will be most likely staying back while I do all the work.
Wake up. Hostiles in the area.
Right now there are 2 enemies right there on patrol. I will take out this one in the back so that the lead doesn't notice. That was not good at all, because I did not realize that I had burst enabled, and that was a very bad mistake. I'll now attempt to fix. Okay, there we go, back to single. So right now, I'm going to head over and loot their bodies, while simultaneously heading over to that checkpoint I set over there. Here you can see I can swap my weapons for theirs, but given I already have my choice of weapons, I will not likely do that.
Get company. Stay sharp.
That right there is a deer you can shoot to gain meat. And right now on the mini-map, you can see that there are currently enemies right there. There are 3 of them right now. So what I'm going to do is take them out in quick succession. As you can see, that was a very bad mistake.
Keep it tight.
Nice, Ghost Lead.
As you can see, I keep making mistakes with my accuracy. That is because I am using a DMR instead of the sniper rifles I am accustomed to. Right here we can see that the vantage point really isn't much of a vantage point, so we are going to head over that way, because that is where the base is. I'm reloading all my weapons, so that if I engage in a conflict, I will be prepared.
All clear here.
There is the outpost that I will be taking on today. So right now, I'm going to see if I can spot any enemies along the perimeter. I will first take out those sniper, so that I will be able to move around more freely.
On alert. I got bad guys close by.
As you can see, as I hit only body shots and not an immediate headshot, he survived my first initial shots.
Reach around the objective. Damn it, we're compromised. Shit! Sniper! He's ready to fire! You're all baked up, Nomad. Get your ass to some cover!
And that was a fatal mistake. I'm going to be reattempting this mission. As you can see, I am not experienced with a DMR, so I will be switching back over to a sniper rifle that I am accustomed with. Currently, I am waiting for the game to load back in so that I can reattempt this, but this time better. It appears we have respawned near the compound, so I will not have a chance to switch back over to a sniper rifle.
I have eyes on a camp commander. That's it. Sniper's about to shoot. Stay low. Hostiles are on alert. Got one. Over there. Got a hostile.
As you can see, since that sniper was alerted to my presence, they are currently calling for reinforcements to back them up.
Visual on a sniper. He's ready to fire.
You heard, Ghost Lead. You need to stay low. Eyes on a sniper about to shoot.
There's an enemy.
We got enemy reinforcements.
Currently, I'm going to order my teammates to open fire.
Firing.
Got it. Bad guy spotted.
Wasted him. Wolf down.
Only a handful left.
Bad guy over there.
I'm going to rely on my teammates to take out the helicopter while I attempt to take out the sniper that is currently suppressing us.
Located a bad guy over there.
I am moving up to my position so I can gain a better advantage upon this sniper.
Back in the fight. Visual on a wolf. I hit one.
Man is hit.
Get on your
That sniper is down, so I'm going to switch into my assault rifle so I can move up and take out all these enemies.
Sniper about to engage.
I am moving up to my friendly's position so I will be able to take out... I'm shooting through the fence so I can take out that reinforcement guy, since he calls reinforcements whenever you are spotted. I am now currently moving into their base, so I will be able to take decisive action to destroy and seek and eliminate this person over here who has control over 4 drones called Wasps.
I spotted a wolf. Good kill. Wolf down.
I'm freeing the civilians. Well, technically they're not really a civilian. They're more of captured insurgents. I'm releasing them so that they will be able to provide distraction for me and my allies. As you can see over there, that is a turret, and it is able to autonomously find and destroy you. So I am moving up to a different position while I rely on my teammates to help themselves.
I'm golden. Heads down.
I am
We got a
also going
sniper.
to attempt to take out that sniper over there.
Ready to rock.
I'm going to attempt to move up higher, as Obi-Wan Kenobi said, I have the high ground, Anakin. And as you know, having the high ground means pretty much everything in a tactical situation.
Fire! Someone help Fury. Damn. Nice one, killer. Targets here eliminated.
As you could see, I was overcompensating for bullet drop. There I was making sure that the autonomous turret had been destroyed. And now we're going to begin the procedure to make sure that this camp is fully eliminated. This was not an ideal mission, as I had not done most of the mission prep. And as you saw, there were multiple instances where I had been discovered, fired upon, and injured. This next base we're going to attempt, I will do it much more stealthily and without any mistakes. But now, since the camp has been cleared of all enemies, I am going around looting the area. As you can see by all these icons, those are crates, and most of them contain scale credits, which in this world are the dollars. So after I finish looting this base, I will head back to the map and find a new area for me to raid. This time I'll likely choose a bigger area and go into it solo, so that I will be able to complete it much more stealthily than I had just done. I am now going to go back to the maps to find a new area to raid. As you see, we took out Outpost Green Viper and in the Infinity District. Now, I shall look for a new area. This is likely the area I am going to infiltrate. It is the Naval Base Aurora Airfield. This long strip you see here is the airstrip. And what I believe I will do is infiltrate it from the right side at the base of the runway, and then head up this area, clearing out all the enemies as I pass, and head back doing the same. That is what I hope to achieve, and this time I will complete it as I should, stealthily and without mistakes. I am going to use that helicopter over there as my transportation to that second base. As you can see, this is a Sentinel attack chopper, as it has an autocannon on the front and rocket pods on the sides. It is called the Ophius and can travel pretty fast. But first I need to set a beacon to where I want to head, which is down here to the Naval Aurora base. The base we infiltrated just recently was a relatively small base, as most bases are much larger, and thus offer more opportunities to engage at longer distances, thus putting yourself in minimal risk. Now, normally you want to travel pretty low to the ground, around the altitude I'm at now, because you never know if a base, one of these bases, like this one right here, may have SAM silos, surface-to-air missiles, which deploy if there's an airborne unit that has not been authorized to enter and exit the area it keeps tabs on. As you can see, some of these places are residential areas, and so we attempt to avoid those as conflict zones, as there are civilians there, which limits our range of motion. And over here, to the left, you can see a dam. Though it's not really much of a dam, it's more of a wall, so to say, as it isn't really damming water in. That is a solar panel airfield, and those are solar panels, and you gain electricity from those because the sun and solar panels. As you can see by the beacon, we are approximately 2.2 kilometers away from the destination, and thus we are going to land around half a kilometer away. We're now going to move over there to gain a tactical position on our opponents. And when we reach that area, I'm going to properly scout out the area using my drone.
Slow down. We got bad guys.
Bad guys are coming.
Out the way, Vasily. As you can see, that was not an ideal situation, given that Vasily, the sniper of the group, interrupted my shot. And now, I'm going to order them to stay back,
Stay right where you are.
so that I will be able to move to where I need to be. As you can see, the radio operator is calling reinforcements, so that, since he is worried that there will be an opponent, there will be enemies attacking, aka us, I'm going to head down into this trench and send out my drone. And with my drone, I'm going to scout the area and make sure that all enemies are accounted for.
What's this now? We've got enemy reinforcements on the scene.
As you can see, this place has drones, land-based combat drones, which can deploy and harass you. This drone, it's an agile drone, and it is very annoying to deal with. So what you and it has spotted my drone, so they know that there's a drone, but they don't know where I am. So I have to do all I can to avoid having my drone shot down and scouting out all the enemies I can. And I can scout out the enemies by looking on the minimap and heading towards the red areas, the red bubbles, because that's where enemies tend to be. As you can see there, my drone was shot down. So now I will rely upon myself to deal with these people that have decided to leave the safety of their base and head outside and head into combat with my operatives.
Blasted him. Boom. Clean hit, boss. Keep your focus, man.
As you can see, I'm relying mostly upon their tags to take educated guesses at where their head would be. Each symbol has a different meaning. Those two people with the shield-looking banner are heavy gunners. They are heavily armored and need to take 2 headshots to die, unless you have an armor-piercing round. That person with the radio waves is the radio operator, and he is the one who calls for reinforcements.
Enemy radio operator down. Not many left. Let's go.
As you can see, there's the drone, and it nearly spotted me, which would have been very annoying. So now, I'm going to stay like this until it heads back away from where my location is. I'm going to lay low until everyone goes back to normal, where thus I can proceed with my original plan, of which I would attempt to clear this base stealthily and without incident. As you can see, I am redirecting myself so that I will be able to take a shot at this heavy gunner while I am proned and camoed. He has been eliminated, and now I will attempt to eliminate this drone. And now, annoying problem has been dealt with. So now I'll attempt to find an angle upon this other heavy gunner to where I could take a shot on him and take him down. He has been taken down. I will now wait for this enemy to pop his head up before I can take him down, because all enemies eventually will pop their head up in an attempt to locate where I, the enemy, am. I will now breach this fence so that I will be able to ascertain a new position inside this compound, so that I will be able to take out the enemies with more ease. As you can see by that icon, there is a drone right there, and I would like to avoid that drone as much as possible. Right here I am breaching the fence with a blowtorch. And now I have crossed into the enemy territory. Now I'm going to take up more positions and move as tactically as possible so that I will be able to sneak up on opponents and take them out without anyone being the wiser. And I can do this by using the red bubbles to my advantage. As you can see, there's an enemy right there. I'm going to take cover so that the drone cannot spot me. I'll wait for it to pass by before making my next move. And it appears that I have messed up once more, being on the opposite side of the fence. So now I'll hurry up a bit so that I will be able to make up for the lost ground. Normally, you'd want to avoid sprinting in a situation like this, as you do not know what's going to happen. Because normally, you would not have red bubbles indicating where the enemy would be. So you would attempt to take this as slow and as tactically as possible, given that there are not hostages that need rescuing, because if there are hostages, you need to attack with violence of action and surprise the enemies. As he said, don't let them creep up on you. But lamentably, I will creep up on him. Here is a trench system which these enemies use quite frequently.
Nice job.
And there you saw as I infiltrated the trench and dispatched an enemy. I am now currently maneuvering to the other side of the facility because, as I saw with the drone, there are much more enemies there, and I believe it would benefit me to take them out before they get alerted and head out to try to find and terminate me.
I can't believe the ghost got killed.
I'm now going to head over here and make sure that there are no enemies in the trench systems. And once I do make sure that no one else is in the trench systems apart from me, I'll head up these stairs to attempt to take them out. I need to be careful with that drone though, as it is on a patrol route. And if that drone discovers me, it will be very bad news.
Stay sharp. There's got to be useful intel here.
Those are the jail cells, so I believe I may decide to release those inmates as a distraction. As you can see here, I turned on thermal vision so that I would be able to dispatch this heavy gunner.
Nicely done. Moving positions.
As you can see here, he heard my shots, seeing as they hit metal quite a lot. But sadly for him, that was his final mistake. Now what I'm going to do is free these 3 inmates and head over to the building on the right of me. And as you can see there, my AI teammates decided to ignore my orders and head over here. Thankfully, the AI enemies will ignore my AI teammates as long as they do not give them any orders. Oh, but as you see here, since if there is a prison, there will not always be inmates.
Heads up. Bad guy over there. Eyes on hostile.
I'm going to head over to that mortar system and disable it, so that if we are discovered, it will not be able to attack us.
Got one. Over there.
I'm now going to head
Got a
into
hostile.
this hangar and take care of all the hostiles inside of it.
Commander on target.
Bad guy spotted.
I am now stealthily maneuvering to be able to take out all these enemies without them noticing me. It appears that the enemies are not inside the hangar, but rather outside of it. This slightly changes my plans, as the drone will be able to ascertain that they are dead people that were not recently dead and would likely enter a state of emergency. So for now, I am going to ignore those people
We got a radio operator.
and head over to this bigger compound. Not really a compound, more of a warehouse storage facility, but that is where I'm going to head over nevertheless.
Reach our own target.
Right here, I'm going to use an item at my disposal to lure this enemy out here, where I could dispatch of him easily and safely. As you can see, me throwing
Marking the breacher.
that bullet casing, intrigued him to come and investigate it. But sadly for him, that'll be the last thing he'll ever investigate.
Nothing here. There it is. boss.
Nothing here apart from your dead body, more like. Now I'm going to check my corners as I enter this facility. And since this is now entering close quarters combat, I'm going to switch over to my pistol. I'm going to wait for this person to either turn his back away from me, such as now, to dispatch him. I will then move over to the left side of the warehouse to dispatch this enemy over here on the second time he passes through. So I'm going to wait here, or I might as well just take care of him right now.
What? We got hostiles.
We do not have hostiles. Now the reasonable thing to do would be throw a flashbang into there, disorient these three enemies, and take them out all simultaneously. Or, since my class trait is an echelon, I will use my class ability to dispatch them all. At the same time, silently. But I need to do that where that the third person who is facing me will not be able to see me. So I'm going to head over here to where their dead comrade lies and take them out. And that's how you take care of 3 enemies simultaneously and quickly. And with those 3 enemies, this concludes this warehouse. I will now head back outside of the warehouse to dispatch the enemies outside of it patrolling. But that will be after I investigate and loot this warehouse. I will head back out the way I came, because at the front there are enemies. And if I wanted to take them all on at once, it'd be just saying, hey, here I am, you want to come shoot me? So what I'll be doing here is taking them all out from a relatively safe range. The person I will be likely shooting would be this person over here, given as they separate themselves from the group for me. So I'm going to head over behind this rock and take cover while I attempt to find a way to take that shot. And yet it appears that they are not alone. And now I'm going to quickly head over to where they are, while switching to my assault rifle, in case anyone gets any ideas and try to spot me. Right now my main target is that radio operator, because I do not want them to call any more reinforcements. I will not take out this enemy because I do not know if there are people watching him currently. And if I shoot him right now and he falls dead, I would not know if anyone would know. And given as he found a dead body, I took the liberty and decided to take the second person out. So now they're going to be wary and attempt to find me, but I'm going to head over here into these bushes and lay low until they go back to normal. But in the meantime, I may as well take out some enemies. And now as they saw one of their friends drop dead in front of them, they know relatively where the bullets came from, so they will come to investigate the area. And now because of that, I will head back over to the rock to gain some cover. As you can see, they are investigating the area I spoke of. In the meantime, I will be able to pick them off one at a time.
These assholes are gonna pay when I find them. Keep looking. They're out here. We're gonna find these shits. You know they're here somewhere. These shits are out here somewhere. Those assholes are
There it is, boss.
Keep a lookout. So here, I'm gonna flush them out.
As he believes he saw me, he's going to attempt to maneuver into an area where he'll attempt to take me out. But because they are not as skilled as I am, they will fail that task and die. I will now be attempting to dispatch the drone, as it is one of the biggest threats that there is.
Holy shit. Nice shot, boss.
By now, my drone has recovered, so I'm going to take advantage of that and attempt to gain aerial situationness of the situation. So I know where that person is located. I know that the drone is down there. I know that there is a heavy person heading over here, and that there are two people on the opposite side of the warehouse. And now with that information, I will now act. While first taking out this person who has decided to take cover behind the helicopter.
Clean kill, Ghost.
I'll now
Stay sharp. Anything can happen.
attempt to take care of everyone who isn't metal, apart from the other turret.
Not a damn thing. Must have pushed him out.
What I am worried about is that heavy, seeing as I have no clue where they're going to head. I am now going to leave that robot alone and attempt to take care of the heavy.
Don't lower your guard.
Oh, but you lowered your guard the second you turn your back away from me.
Jesus. Hey, hey, hey! We're under attack!
Outstanding.
I will now head over to where I know the last three people to be, to take them out. I will avoid heading down into the trenches, since I know for a fact that the drone is down there, and I would like, under all circumstances, to avoid that drone until the last possible moment.
Damn!
There, I took out the enemy with the Crambit, as I have not shown that off yet, and I wanted to show it off. Here I will switch to thermal to determine whether I have a shot on this person, which I do.
Shot, Ghost Lead.
So now the last person there is to deal with, not person technically, but the last thing to deal with is this drone over here at the end of the trench. And so what I'll do with this is throw lots of handheld explosives down where I know it to be. This way, I avoided all contact with the drone and was not ever put in harm's way while facing off against the drone. Lamentably though, I lost almost all of my HE, heavy explosives. And that concludes the... Oh no, there's still some people left. Well, they'll be easy to take out. So this pretty much concludes the raid of the naval base. And now there's only one person left, and they are all the way over here at the end of the base.
And we got company.
When I finish this raid,
Ain't nowhere around it.
I will, this will be the end of the presentation, pretty much, since I know this has dragged on for quite a bit, and I would not be surprised if it's around 30 minutes long. So I'll maybe edit it down a bit. But this is the last person. Say your prayers.
Just showing off. Okay, we're clear here.
And that was the last person here at this base. This concludes my solo raid on the Naval Base Aurora airfield. And funny enough, even though it's an airfield, there aren't any airplanes here. It's pretty much an overgrown airfield, as you can see by all this destruction and the fact that this tarmac isn't upkept. And at the end over there you saw that there were some saplings growing. So that would conclude this raid and this presentation. Bye bye. Stop.